What's up guys, Lvladen here, and today I'm coming at you with a video on the 9.1.5 upcoming changes to Ret Paladin. There aren't that many, but a few of them are a little interesting when paired together with each other. So the AoE cap removal on Divine Storm makes Divine Storm a little bit better. Maybe we'll actually use it in raided battlegrounds as opposed to just trying to single target someone down with giant final verdicts. The next change is the massive buff to Vanquisher's Hammer. With the conduit, it is going to increase damage. Instead of 25%, it's going to be 100% on the base conduit. I think that's scaled off of a 226 conduit, if I'm not mistaken. But it's going to go back to, I think, a cap of like 250% increase at max value with a 50% heal off of the Vanquisher's Hammer. Now, this paired with the Necrolord 9.1 legendary, what's it, Gavel, Vanquisher's Gavel, or something like that, that gives you 2 charges of Vanquisher's Hammer, is going to be very, very interesting in 9.1.5. And this time we can actually check it out. We can test it out without much drawback if we don't like it. So we will be able to swap covenants around. There are other changes to Paladin. So right here we can go over them. The Blessing of Spring and Blessing of Winter for Night Fate are getting small buffs. Nothing that I think would make these spells particularly worth it. Again, these are like individually, they're good spells, but unfortunately you can't really choose when you want to use them. Like say, oh, you really need the healing for the Blessing of Spring, but you have a Blessing of Summer at the moment. Like, you know, it's not something that you can particularly choose in PvP very well. The other buff is right here, the Righteous Might for Vanquisher's Hammer. So it's going to deal 100% increased damage and heals you for 50% of the damage done. Now this is what the conduit was back before they nerfed it in 9.0, except for this portion right here. The healing used to be 100%, but you know, I'll take it. So since we're going to be getting 2 charges and then the Divine Storm AoE cap is going away, that's kind of a double buff to Necrolord, especially if you're running the Gavel legendary. So I am going to be checking out Necrolord finally. I feel like it's a bait, though. I feel like Blizzard always baits us into thinking Necrolord better than Kyrian, or is going to be better than Kyrian, but it's never quite there just because Divine Toll is so strong. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't think, even with this change, that Divine Toll will be going away as the primary covenant for Ret Paladin. However, since we can change freely back and forth, next patch, it's not going to matter. You know, if we want to try out Necrolord, we can. No strings attached. We can just swap back to Kyrian at the end of the day. So I will be checking this out. I will be buying a new legendary. And the reason I cannot test it for you on the PTR right now is because, unfortunately, character copy is down. And I have a 259 character that I want to copy over as opposed to my 226. And I really do want to check out the new damage that this is going to be putting out. Unfortunately, it still doesn't scale with our mastery. It is shadow damage, so there is that drawback. But the conduit buff itself might be enough to get me to just check it out on Necrolord. You know, Necrolord will take anything and everything. Night Fae, I don't think it's going to be that great. There was no change to the Venthyr either for Ret Paladin in particular. But who knows, I might grab a Vanguard's Momentum and check out Venthyr as well, because, you know, why not? There's really nothing else to do. There's no more restrictions. We can check out whatever we want. There's a lot of changes coming to other classes that I might go over. Just some tiny buffs, like, for example, survival, or I play survival mostly. Might be looking at a Necrolord change. It does give you decent survivability being Necrolord as a hunter, especially because you have limited tools. So Death Chakram doing just a little bit more damage, kind of interesting. No super big changes for any classes in my opinion. Yeah, that's about it. If you guys enjoyed this, feel free to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/LvladenPvP, and stay tuned for actual gameplay content on the 9.1.5 patch and a channel update coming soon. All right.